Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jared Johnson, and Texas Tech hosts TCU 6 p.m. Thursday night at the Jones here in Lubbock, Texas. And that's right, a Thursday night game and against two in-state conference rivals. And, the Red Raiders, they've struggled a bit. They're 3-5 overall, 2-3 in the Big 12. Both teams are coming off a bye. Texas Tech lost their last two going into that bye, but they are getting some guys back. I've talked about in a previous video, but quarterback Baron Morton has been back practicing. Head coach Joey McGuire talked about that on Monday, that Baron still is continuing to look good. He went through his first practice, full practice in pads, and looked very good. So that is really good news for Texas Tech because, let's be honest, true freshman Jake Strong, while he has potential, he turned the ball over a lot. 8 turnovers by the Red Raiders in the last 2 weeks. So getting Baron Morton back, hopefully calming down the offense, is huge. So that's something that was talked about by Joey McGuire on Monday. Also, a couple position switches, and I talked about this last week, but Dennis Wilburn is moving from right guard back to center, where he started all 13 games for Texas Tech last year. Rusty Stats, who had been the starting center the previous 8 games this year, he's going to right guard. I think that's a great move. I like Wilburn better at center. I know it's been talked about that guard is his more natural position, but I don't know if that's true or not. I think he looks pretty dang good at center. He did last year, so that might really help the offensive line out a lot. If nothing else, the snaps should be better because Stats had more bad snaps against BYU than I think Wilburn had all last year. So that's something to watch for, is how the offensive line does. And then there was another position change that was mentioned on Monday. And this one's a little more subtle, but it could, I like it. I like the move. Tyler Owens, who had been playing boundary safety, is moving up more in the box at star. Now, that's still a DB position. It's a DB linebacker hybrid position, but he takes the place of Baskerville, who's actually going out to safety. Now, Baskerville's probably better in coverage, and he's been good at the star, but he's excels in coverage, while Tyler Owens really enjoys being up around the line of scrimmage more. So, really, when you think about it, perhaps those two guys should have been playing these positions to start with. I think Tyler Owens, he's pretty big and physical, very fast. And same thing with Baskerville, who's not as fast as Owens, but is better in coverage, which I don't know if that makes sense, but he just has a knack for playing coverage more than Owens does. And Owens likes to just go attack. And that's more of the star position, especially how DeRuyter uses it sometimes. So I think that's a nice change-up. There'll probably be a couple other switch-ups in there, but I think those are some main things going into this TCU game. I'm going to have a 3 keys video as well, but I wanted to point out these 3 things. There's one more thing, too. Jacob Rodriguez might be back. McGuire said Monday morning during his press conference that he's 90% sure that Jacob Rodriguez will be back, and he's one of your best players and leaders on defense, so that would really help the linebacker room and just the whole defense overall. How many snaps he plays is going to be something to watch. I think the target is somewhere between 35 and 40 snaps, which would be, depending on how fast they play and all that, around half the snaps on defense, which would be great. And they have a 4 linebacker rotation there: Bryce Ramirez, Josiah Pierre, and of course Ben Roberts, the young redshirt freshman who's leading Texas Tech in tackles. So, I had the reasons for optimism video, and this is mirroring some of that, but there's some extra information on Monday, and as a preview, I kind of just wanted to say, hey, here's some new things going on with Texas Tech this since the bye week. Some reasons for optimism. Vegas, and this hasn't really helped all year because Tech has been favored in a lot of games, some that they lost, but Vegas has Tech as a 3-point favorite, at home. So basically, it's a pick'em game between these two. I'm excited. It's in-state Big 12 game at the Jones Thursday night. A lot of the country will be watching. Of course, there's an NFL game and some other stuff going on, but opportunity for Texas Tech to start this final third of the season on the right foot, and that'd make you 3-0 against in-state conference rivals after beating Houston and Baylor, which is important, including in terms of recruiting. But we'll see what happens. We're going to have tons of content leading up to Thursday night and the kickoff. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.